My name is Shannon Grant. I've been in Charlotte for 8.5 years. I moved to Charlotte after graduating from Howard University in Washington, D.C. I had the opportunity to grow up in Atlanta, Georgia, in Marietta actually, outside of Atlanta. And I joined the Gantt Center about 1.5 years ago. I've always been very into African American art, and my family's from the South, so the culture for African Americans is something that's very important to me. And during my time at the Gantt Center, I realized that there were some gaps or bridges that we could kind of bring together. And so I talked to some friends and we discussed the opportunity for a young professionals organization that would bridge those gaps.
My name is Jason D. Perry. I'm from Henderson, North Carolina, and I attended North Carolina A&T State University. And I really decided to sign up for the Gantt because I believe in the context in which Black Americans exist in society, often our riches or our richness are not highlighted. And I believe of being a part of any organization that exposes melanated people to the truth about who they are.
My name is Kai Day. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been in Charlotte about 2 years now. I graduated from Florida A&M University in 2010. And the reason why I joined Next Generation Gantt is it's just a great opportunity to meet a new network of people, one who, obviously we have in common our culture, but more so than that, it's an intimate way of getting to know people when you discuss art with them, because it makes you feel all different kinds of ways and brings out different emotions. So it's almost like if you know these other people appreciate the same type of things that you appreciate, there's that bond there already. So I thought it would be an awesome new network to tap.
I am Dr. Martez O Prince. I'm originally from Fort Pierce, Florida. I relocated to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2010 upon receiving my doctorate from Florida A&M University. I became a member of the Gantt Center upon relocating here to Charlotte because I love art. However, I was contacted by a friend who was a committee member, and they were starting this new fun organization for young professionals of Charlotte called the Next Generation Gantt Center. And once I received the invitation for there, I became active and began to brand the Gantt Center and trying to recruit young, fun professionals, a way to network and to get involved with art here in the Charlotte area.
My name is Aisha Struthers. I've been in Charlotte for about 9 years, and I'm originally from New York. I attended and graduated from Howard University, and I've really seen the work that the Gantt Center does. I used to work at the Gantt Center, so I've seen firsthand the work that we are doing, and I still wanted to be part of it after I left. So I thought it was very important that the Next Generation Gantt committee was formed and put together so that we can, continue that mission of inspiring people with talking about the art and history and culture of African Americans.
Okay, my name is Hester. I've been in Charlotte since 2007. I went to Morehouse College. I chose to join Next Generation Gantt because I was looking forward to meeting new people, connecting with new people. I felt it'd be a way for me to get outside of my bubble that I've been here in Charlotte for the last 8 years since I've been here. And I always had a natural passion for the arts, and I feel like as time has gone by, I've been disconnected. So by coming back to the Gantt, I got to re-engage with something that I'm passionate about, and also gave me a chance to gain a new network.
Next Generation Gantt stands for the millennials of the Gantt Center. It's young, it's fresh, it's cool, it's new, and a little hip, but all in the same, supporting the same values and traditions and things that brought us together, which was the Gantt Center, and art and expression of Black culture. So that's what it means to me, the new appreciation of Black culture, and new ways to discuss and look at it.
To me, Next Generation Gantt stands for opportunity on many levels, an opportunity to connect with the young professional network in Charlotte, meet people that I probably wouldn't have met before, an opportunity to serve in the community and do something that we actually care about, and it's an opportunity to connect with the arts and culture with people that share the same passion as I do, and we'll be able to bring people along that maybe weren't exposed to it before.
Next Generation stands as an organization that supports the efforts of the Gantt Center. To me, it serves as a platform for the urban young professional to serve and educate their community, really while also creating an opportunity to enhance their cultural and civic experience here in Charlotte.
I think that Next Generation Gantt really is a way and represents a way to bring together the young professionals in Charlotte, the young African American professionals in Charlotte. I think that there's a lot of different ways that people can connect. There's a lot of folks that are not from Charlotte, hence myself, but it's hard to kind of really key into different groups if you don't know about them. I think that this group would present an opportunity for folks to kind of get together, meet, network, develop professional, have some professional development aspects to it, but also really key into the art, history, and culture. There's so much that has gone here at the Gantt Center. It's 40 years old, or over 40 now, and there's a lot of people that are keyed in. And it's hard to really make those connections, being new or newer, transplanted into Charlotte, to come and do that as well.
The biggest challenges that young professionals in Charlotte face are that a lot of us just aren't from Charlotte. So gaining a sense of community here and a sense of identity has been, it's not the easiest thing to do. I think Next Generation Gantt will present an arena for us to all kind of come together and create an identity for a city that has generally been transient for a lot of us.
I think the biggest challenge we face is staying connected. As much as I love living in Charlotte, I think one of the issues we have is that we don't have a foundation for the young professionals in the city. There's so many of us doing a lot of great things in our careers in the community, but we don't have a common meeting ground where we can come together and connect. And I think that's why NGG is important. We can bring together everybody from every different background that you wouldn't have had exposure to before. And I think what better place to do it than the Gantt Center.
Next Generation Gantt can really help to bridge the gap between the young professionals here and Charlotte as a city. I think that there's a great opportunity to bring those two key pieces together and kind of, really take advantage of everything that Charlotte has to offer. I think that it will, not only connect us together as professionals, but give us the opportunity to connect within art. I think that, African American art has a long history of relaying what is going on around, in the community, in the world, and how it affects us as a people. So there's a lot to be learned from the art over the years. And not just the art, but the different types of art, the different types of dance and visual art and theater and social justice. All of that. The social justice aspect is very I guess hot topic now. So much going on, and you can see a lot of that in the art from the '60s, from earlier, from now. I think that all of that, brings us together. There's a common denominator, there's a common bond that helps us kind of relate. And, I think that we can build on that and give us an opportunity to get to know each other individually, but then also help key us in, network us and help us to kind of stretch that out and, do bigger things.
Well, I think that the Next Generation Gantt Center will change the professional environment in Charlotte by allowing those individuals that were excluded once to become inclusive, and it'll also just give us a something different to do, not just your party scene or not just your social club, but also it's an educational component of it as well, and it allows you to learn about something that may be unfamiliar to you.
One of the biggest challenges, I really consider it a gift, but I think it's also a challenge as it relates to how other people see it. Young professionals struggle with having to be defined, having to be put in one box, or I'm this and I'm that. Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm also a painter. Yes, I'm a banker, but I'm also a dancer. And I think it's critical for us to create a space where we can begin to bridge the gap between people's passion and their profession, mainly because every young professional is not fortunate enough to have the opportunity to work in their passion. So having places like what we're doing and trying to create is giving them that opportunity, that outlet, that foundation.
Next Generation Gantt can change the young professional community in Charlotte because I think we often focus on networking or we focus on a cause. This gives us an arena to take a medium, to take arts. African Americans have a long history of being involved in the arts, not just for the purposes of entertainment, but for many, many years, going back to slavery, it was an opportunity for us to express ourselves, whether through performance art, song and dance, or through various visual arts and various mediums. I think Next Generation Gantt gives us the arena to take those mediums, whether it be performance, song, visual, and display not only what we're feeling today, but also what our ancestors have felt, and teach that to the community, whether it's our own community or those other communities that Charlotte has the opportunity to touch. So I think we will be unique in that vein, and that there's an educational aspect, there's a community aspect, and it will allow us all to kind of grow in Charlotte.
I think Next Generation Gantt is different because we're more than just networking. Networking is great, it's needed, and I think that's something that happens naturally. So by us being tied to such an organization like the Gantt Center that stands so much for our larger community, I think we can serve a better purpose, and we'll provide more substance than other groups do.
The difference between Next Generation Gantt and other groups, I think, is, well, number one, we're really reaching out to African Americans. There's lots of groups going on, happening in Charlotte, but I think that this gives us the opportunity to really kind of for us by us, so to speak. It's a way for us to kind of do things for ourselves, do things for each other, do things for the community. It will be a way for us to kind of bring our philanthropic sense to the front lines, as well as connecting on a professional and personal level.
One of the biggest differences is really not a difference at all. It's that we all serve, all these young professionals organizations serve every part of an individual in some way. So using this collective impact to try to impact an individual, but I think we have a very targeted community and a very targeted goal. While a lot of other young professional organizations have specific missions and visions, we are really informed by what the young professional needs here, while also speaking to what the Gantt needs. And so we just serve as a body of people with passions, different likes, different interests, and we really want to make sure that we are informed by individuals in the city.
I would say the thing that would make Next Generation Gantt stand apart first and foremost is the connection to the African American community. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's just for African Americans, it's for anyone who supports African American art, African American expression. And that is what's going to make it different from other professional groups. And again, that piece of loving art and expression and culture and whatever it is, if it's music, if it's media, if it's painting, if it's sculpture, if you enjoy those type of things, or if they make you feel something, that aspect of it alone, the appreciation of art it's deep, in my opinion. It's thoughtful. So that makes us different. And then when you add the coolness, if you will, of Black culture, it just takes it to another level.
And my vision for Next Generation Gantt is to be considered a hub, a space to go, a safe place to be, a place where we are allowing people to express themselves with no judgment, and really speaking to people's passions and their desires, and being informed by them what they want to see, what they want to hear, and also what they want to do. Won't you be a part, Next Generation Gantt?
A year from now with Next Generation Gantt, I just really want my generation, the millennial generation, to be more involved. So the Gantt Center already puts on amazing events. The symposium with Cornell West is an awesome event. I had the opportunity to go to the Common event last year. They have Gant After Dark. They also have a number of events that are meant for younger people. So the Dance Theater of Harlem will be here in a couple of short months, and they'll have the opportunity, a number of young children will have the opportunity to interact with the dancers in that organization. I think for us, for my generation, it is important for us to touch all of those opportunities, be involved in all of those opportunities, learn ourselves, but also educate others around us. So I think the more engagement we can have with young professionals here in Charlotte at the various organizations, various companies, and bring them into this family that already exists in a very meaningful way, I think that's my primary goal over the course of the next year.